Hey, what up YouTube? This is Izonk. Thanks for tuning in. A couple of weeks ago, I bought GranBlue Fantasy Versus for only like $3 or $4 on Steam. It's on sale right now, and I gave it a shot because they're remaking this game and relaunching it this summer under the name Rising. And I wanted to give you guys my opinion and my review if this game is going to be good after all the updates are implemented. So let's jump right in. Alright, let's first dive into the gameplay, the most important aspect of any fighting game, of course. And you play this game by using your light, medium, and your heavy button. It has an overhead, a unique attack, a block or a dodge button, but you can also hold down back to block, and you have an easy input button. Now besides that, you have 4 special moves. They're all assigned below my health bar there, and every time you use them you go into a cooldown. If you use the EX version of the move, the cooldown is going to be longer. Now you have an easy input button that makes it very easy to use, but there's going to be more time on your cooldown, so there is a reason to use the real motion inputs. It's definitely an advantage. Now when you mash out your light, medium and heavies, you get a auto combo that is safe on block, and you can special cancel them to go into your special moves. I'm not going to make this a character guide about, in this case, a Jewel, the girl with the nice ears. But you can go into a heavy damage button that is unsafe, or a low that's also unsafe, but you can also go into a plus on block button. You expect your opponent to block. You can throw them if they are inactive, and throwing is already a really big part in this game. Like right off the bat, it's very strike throw heavy. You want your opponent to press buttons because you can whiff punish him here, because whiffing buttons and whiffing throws has a lot of recovery frames in this game. So you can get big punishes by whiff punishing. So you want people to press, and to get people to press you have to throw them a lot. So that's what you're going to be doing a lot in neutral. Yeah, we have Gram programmed here to press, so we can counter hit them and go into combos, into knockdowns. You also have this super meter. You can use that in 3 different ways, actually 5 different ways. First of all, you can do a install that powers you up and makes you do more damage, and your chip will kill, so that's good. You also can go into 2 different versions of your cinematic super. That was the first one, and this is the second one. The second one, that's the big one, that does more damage, and you can only get that when you're below 30% health, so that's something of a comeback mechanic. I also said you have a block or a dodge button. That's what this looks like. You can use that to dodge fireballs and to dodge or sway attacks, basically. So that's pretty handy. That's free to use, but you can also use your super meter to do something like a drive rush here. You can press buttons, go into the rush, and you keep your advantage and keep pressuring them for 50% of your bar. Or you can go into a V-shift, like a invincible backdash. Here's some gameplay from me. Day 2 footage of Izonk. And what I'm trying to demonstrate here is that it's very strike throw heavy, right? So that's an invincible reversal. We block that and we punish that with a big combo. Now my moves go into cooldown, so I can't use them. I'm gonna throw them again, and then they whiff their throw and I can shimmy them, right? Very familiar strategies. So I think the gameplay is really good. Let's have a look at the online, because if the gameplay is good, you want to play against your opponents. If you queue up, you get games pretty quickly. This is real time. I didn't cut this up, and I'll get a game really quick, like within 10 minutes. 10 seconds, excuse me. I did notice that you play a lot of the same people, honestly. And it also depends at what time you play. This is an online lobby, which looks amazing, by the way. Really nice by Arc Systems. But it's not always filled like this. And it is a delayed netcode right now, so the netcode is not good. But they promised us crossplay between Steam and PlayStation, and they promised us rollback netcode this summer. So with the coming of Rising, I think 2 of the major issues of this game are going to be solved right away. Next up is the roster and the stages. It has a decent amount of variety between the characters and a decent amount of characters now. I have a lot of them locked because I only have the base game, but the characters are pretty different from each other, but they only have 1 outfit, they only have 4 colors, so it's all a little bit bland in my opinion. And I thought the amount of stages also wasn't great, and some of them don't even look that good. Like The evil ones, they look a little bit boring in my opinion. I really like the Grand Cypher one. Thought that was a good stage. But with the coming of Rising this summer, they already announced 2 characters. A cute sheep girl here with the big horns. And also a gentleman that's gonna come right after this one. And some new stages. So this is shaping up to look good. Next up, the other content that there is, most importantly for me, is training mode. It has everything what you expect from a training mode. It just doesn't have frame data, so that kind of sucks. So you see Jewel here turn red, that means she's punishable. If she's yellow, it means she's minus, but she's safe. And if she's blue, it's her turn, right? She has advantage. Now you can see the command list here. I thought this was shaped up really well. Clear view of everything you can do with a little video on the side, with a little bit of attention on how it works. And this is especially handy for your opponent because I'm playing Zeta here. I don't know anything about other characters in this game yet, only played for a couple of weeks. So you can see what the movesets are, so that's pretty good. It also has an arcade mode where you just have to rank up against the computer. And you have this mode here, this is the RPG mode. And it tells the story that you're gonna play, and it tries to teach you the game while playing the story. So I think the intent on learning the game through a story is pretty smart. I just have to say, like, after 10 or 15 minutes, I got bored out of my brain. This is not for me. So I find it hard to judge this. See, I'm not a fan of this, but if it's not there, I also think it's not good. So they have everything that you need. It just doesn't really do anything extra for me, but that's me. However, with the coming of Rising, already showed this a little bit, but the lobby system is going to get a huge upgrade. You can play a lot of mini games now in between games, like here's soccer, and most importantly to me is Fall Guys. My sons play Fall Guys, so I know that game. It's fun. It's called GranBlue here, and you can take your avatar and battle with your opponents here. Pretty fun while queuing up for ranked matches. So I think in the content department, this game is gonna deliver heavy this summer. Really nice. So if I can jump to a conclusion here, I gave it some marks. Take that with a grain of salt. It's also always very subjective. I gave the gameplay a 7.5, and I thought the online was kind of crappy with a 6. So overall, the game is getting a 6 to 7, 6.8. But with everything that GranBlue Rising is offering, I think this game could be an 8 or a 9 easily. So this game is going to be really good. I'm just a little bit worried with the release date because it already missed its launch moment during Corona. And yeah, it's coming after Street Fighter 6 before Tekken 8. That's not great. So I don't know if I believe in victory. I hope you liked this video. Let me know in the comments what you think. And I'll talk to you on the next video, alright? Thanks for watching. Peace.